we're going to be solving equations with variables on each side of the equal sign. So, one careful thing to take note, we can only move terms with variables, so a term with a variable like this 5k or this 3k, to the other side using addition and subtracting only. Never, ever, ever will you move or do anything with a term with variables by multiplying it or dividing it. You're always going to add or subtract. Always, 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 until the day you die. So let's look at if we have 2 plus 5k equals 3k minus 6. What needs to happen is all the terms with a variable need to get onto one side, and all the terms that are constant need to get on the other. So I'm going to start by taking this 3k and subtracting it. It's okay to subtract. That's the only thing I can do. Subtracting it, and we then get 2 plus 2k equals negative 6. And now I'm going to take this constant, negative, and subtract minus 2. So 2k then equals negative 8. And now we just have a one-step equation. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And we're left with k equals negative 4. Now, keep in mind, we are not moving everything to one side. We are moving the constants to one side. And the variables to the other. And remember, everything that we do has to be done to both sides. This is a scalar. Remember, this equals this. And if you add one thing, you're going to become out of balance. This equal sign is a scale, nice and balanced. So again, here we get k equals negative 4. Sometimes we might have to do a little distribution before we start. That's okay. So our first step here is 6 times the group, 5m minus 3, equals 1/3 times the group, 24m plus 12. Our first step is going to be distribution. We're going to distribute this 6 and get not 60, silly Mr. Walls. We're going to get 30m minus 18 equals, we're going to take 1/3 then and distribute that to 24m and 12. Multiplying by 1/3, it's like dividing by 3. So 24m times 1/3 is 8m, plus 12 times 1/3 plus 4. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to subtract 8m from both sides to get all of my variables to one side and be left with 22m minus 18 equals 4. I'm going to add my 18 to both sides and then have 22m equals 22. I'm going to divide both sides by 22 and be left with m equals 1. Remember, if you're ever in any doubt, plug it in and check. So let's look at a couple more examples. 5x plus 5 equals 3 times the group 5x minus 4 minus 10. So what's going to happen is first we need to do this, this is minus 10x. Maybe that would have given us a totally different explanation of how things were. So 5x plus 5 equals 3 times the group 5x minus 4 minus 10x. So first we have to distribute. So this 5x plus 5 stays the same. When we distribute, we get 15x minus 12 minus 10x. We need to combine like terms on the side. We can do 15x minus 10x, so 5x plus 5 equals 5x minus 12. Now keep in mind, I need to get all of my variables to one side and all of my constants to the other. So I'm going to subtract 5x to bring it over. And when I do that, 5x minus 5x is 0, so 5 equals negative 12, right? 5 equals negative 12 in your world and my world, wrong. So if we get a mathematical statement that is incorrect, that is not true, we have found that there is no solution. There is no solution. If we get a untrue equation, there is no solution. All right, let's take a look here. Looks like we need to start by distributing. So we distribute this 3 to get 6b minus 3 minus 7 equals 6b minus 10. We combine like terms. 6b minus 10 equals 6b minus 10. We bring our variables all to one side. So negative 10 equals negative 10. We bring our constants all to one side. And we see that 0 equals 0. Does 0 equal 0? Yes, it does. Does negative 10 equal negative 10? Yes, it does. This then means that there are infinitely many solutions. Or we could say all real numbers. Or that sign meaning the set of all real numbers. We've come down to a true statement. 0 equals 0. Yes. Even back here, negative 10 equals negative 10. Yes. Even here we saw 6b minus 10 does indeed equal 6b minus 10. Whatever you put in for b, it's going to be true. You could put in 1, 3, 5, 17 million, negative 4,362,133,201. Great. Whatever it is, all real numbers are going to satisfy this equation. Let's go ahead and look at our practice problems. Page 307, 10 through 21, and 25 through 28. So we look at number 10. Number 10 says 7c plus 12 equals negative 4c plus 78. So we're going to move all of our constants to one side, all of our variables to the other. I see this negative. That makes me want to say, all right, let's add 4c to both sides. So we'll have 11c plus 12 equals 78. I'm going to subtract 12. So I'll have 11c equals 66. I now am left with division, so 11 times c, or multiplication, sorry, 11 times c. So I'm going to divide both sides by 11 to be left with c equals 6. All right? Have fun. Don't forget 25 through 28.